Hi, this is Grandma Lori. Today's story is the Maximum Murph Detective Agency, the case of the missing keys. The doorbell rang. "Intruder! Intruder!" yelled Finnegan as he raced to the front door. "Auntie Lori, would you please let the dogs out back? It's Fiona's mom, Kris." "Come on, boys, it's okay. Let's go outside. Kaja," said Auntie Lori. Kaja was Auntie Lori's special word for let's go. The boys knew exactly what she meant, so they ran toward the back door. Mom opened the front door to find Kris, the neighbor across the street. The back of her house faced the boys' house. "Hi, Kris," said Mom. "What's up? You look upset." "Oh, I'm in so much trouble, Jules. I have to be downtown in 30 minutes, but I've lost my car keys. I was in the back giving Fiona some water, and now I can't find them," Kris said, almost crying. "Don't worry. I know 2 of the best sniffers in town. I'll bring them over so we can all look together." "Give me a sec," Mom said. She went to the back door and let the boys in. They ran right to Kris to say hi. "Hi, boys," said Kris, scratching each dog on the head. "I hear you can help me find my keys." Max and Murphy smiled and nodded their heads. "I'll see you over there," Kris called to Mom. "Great. I need to put their harnesses on and I'll be right there," Mom said, reaching for the dogs' harnesses. In no time, Mom, Max, and Murphy were standing in Kris's backyard. "Okay, boys, do your thing," Mom said, taking the leashes off the dogs. They immediately started sniffing as Mom and Kris went back into the house. Max and Murphy were concentrating on finding the scent of the keys when they heard, "Oh, thank goodness! My saviors! I'm so happy to see you!" It was Fiona. The boys looked up. "Hey, Fiona," they both said at the same time, noses back to the ground. "Can I help?" "I feel so sorry my mom lost her keys. It's all my fault," Fiona said, almost in tears. "I jumped on her to try and stop her from going, and she dropped her keys. Now we can't find them anywhere." Max and Murphy looked at each other. "Sure," said Max. "Feel free to nose in." Soon all 3 dogs were sniffing the ground. Mom looked at Kris and said, "Let's go back inside. It won't take them long." They went into the house. Sniff, sniff, sniff. The 3 dogs were intent on finding the keys. "Eek!" cried Max. "It's a snake! I hate snakes!" Fiona and Murphy ran over to find Max shrinking back from a twig. They both laughed. "It's just a twig, Max. You're such a scaredy cat," Murphy said. They all returned to sniffing. Suddenly, Murphy looked up and yelled, "I found him! I found him!" Fiona looked up. "Where? Where?" she asked excitedly. "Over here. I gotta tell Mom. Max, you stay here with Fiona so we don't forget where they are," Murphy said as he ran toward the house. Mom and Kris could hear the dogs barking away in the backyard, so they went to see what was happening. As they opened the door, Murphy almost ran into them. "Mom! Mom!" he said out of breath. "What is it, buddy?" asked Mom. "I found the keys! They're over there!" he said, starting to run back off the porch. Mom and Kris followed him to find Fiona sitting over the keys. Fiona moved, and there they were, the keys. "Oh, thank goodness," said Kris. "I can't thank you enough, boys. Fiona, you too. Looks like you helped." All 3 dogs smiled and nodded their heads. "We'd better get out of your hair, Kris," said Mom. "You need to get going." "All right. Thank you so much, Jules. The Maximum Murph Detective Agency is worth their weight in gold," Kris said, hugging Mom. Mom bent over to put the leashes back on Max and Murphy. "My pleasure, Kris. Drive safely. We'll make sure to close the gate so Fiona doesn't get out." With that, Kris left. Mom and the boys were ready to go. Fiona looked at them and said, "I'm so grateful to you boys," batting her eyes at Max and Murphy. "Our pleasure, Fiona," said Max. Murphy was blushing. He really liked Fiona. When they arrived home, Max and Murphy told Finnegan all about the search. They were very tired, though, and soon were fast asleep. Another Maximum Murph Detective Agency case solved. This has been Grandma Lori. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.